Peace to you from God our Father, and from our Lord and Savior, Jesus the Christ. Amen. Well, for those that have gone out hunting this past weekend, as pheasant season hunting opening took place, I would gather that many, after walking a field or two and maybe not seeing very many birds, didn't just say, "Oh, I'm just going to call it a day and walk away. The birds aren't here, the birds maybe aren't going to be here. I'm just going to not worry about it." I presume that many persisted. I went to another field and another field, trying to find the birds, trying to find that which you are hunting. Or on a daily basis, those that have cattle, I would take it that when the cattle get out because a fence is broken, you don't just say, "Well, I'm just not even going to bother fixing that fence. They're just going to take it down again." You probably are thinking, "I'll just let it be. I'm not going to continually do that." But we don't. You return to fix it. You return to make sure it's well. For those that have done quilting, after having many hours of trying to get a particular row or pattern set up, you might be thinking, "I'm just done with this because it's just not going right. I've had to seam rip it out multiple times." But you know that there's a finished product that will come, and you persist. You continue with it. Such is our life many times. We, in the German, Scandinavian, Norwegian culture, are very stubborn in nature, and we will persist many times because we don't want to give up. We'd rather maybe give up. We'd rather just put in the towel, but we persist. That is something God encourages us to do, not only with our everyday tasks, our everyday lives, but with our faith life, with our faith journey. We have stories today in regards to persistence. One in particular regarding the persistence in reference to maybe what it would be for persistence in prayer. As Jesus gives the parable of the woman who repeatedly goes to the judge asking for justice, asking for mercy, asking for her opponent, whoever that might be, whatever that looks like, to receive what is coming, to receive what should be given. And this judge at first is unwilling, but after a while realizes that this woman is kind of like those people that are telemarketers and will continually come after you, hoping that you will give in to their request to purchase this, buy this, take on this. This woman just does not give up. And so the judge says, "Fine, I will give it to her, because then she will leave me alone. Then she will go away." Jesus then informs his disciples, how much more will God hear our cries? How much more will God be present? And it doesn't matter how many times we come, God does not turn us away. God is there ready to listen. But it can be hard. We may not think that God is hearing us. Things have been not going the way we would want them to. Things are not coming along the way we had expected or hoped. And so we struggle. Is God hearing us? Is this prayer working? Is anything working? For I feel alone still. I feel helpless. And God says, "Do not give up. Continue to come to me. Continue to lift up those cries. Lift up what is on your hearts." As it is mentioned in other scriptures, God's ways are not our ways. God has a plan. God is aware of everything that will happen in our life, from the birth to our death and everything in between. We can only see what is in front of us, only imagine what is yet to come. But God, a loving God, a God who longs for his people to experience God's blessings, does not give up on us. The psalmist today declares, "I lift up my eyes to the hills. From where is my help to come?" Perhaps they're at a point of wondering where their help will come from. They're struggling. They're not seeing results. But the psalmist says, I lift up my eyes. My help comes from the Lord. The Lord is able to give us help. The Lord is able to be present with us. The Lord will not let your foot be moved, nor will the one who watches over you fall asleep. When we grow tired and weary, God is ready to lift us up, to strengthen us, to bring healing once again. The Lord watches over you. The sun will not strike you by day nor the moon by night. God is with us at this moment. When we are out in the fields hunting, God is with us. When we are quilting, when we are gardening, when we are with family and friends, God is present. At times it does feel that God is absent when we experience the darkness, a tragedy, a loss. But even there, God is still with us, longing for us to come in our brokenness, in our frustrations, in our anger. For God is able to heal. The Lord will preserve you. The Lord will keep your life. We don't know what our life will look like, but God does. God is able to bring us a new life. Today we hear also a story about a man who experiences, you could say, a bit of God's grace, a bit of God's blessing, allowing him to persevere. Jacob is wrestling with this man. He doesn't know who it is, but in the night he is wrestling around and he prevails, but then is injured and says, I will not let you go. He continues to wrestle around and says, I will not let you go until you bless me. So Jacob then receives a blessing, a new name, a name in which the nations will begin, Israel. We know in our Old Testament text the 12 tribes of Israel that come from this line. What would have happened if he did not persevere? What would have happened if he chose to simply give up? He then recognizes the significance of what has happened. He has fought with God. He has wrestled around. He has been in God's presence face to face, and yet lives. We have direct access to God. God is able to hear everything. Whether we're angered, frustrated, upset, it does not matter. God can take it all. And through Christ's death and resurrection, we have that direct access. The opening in our prayer to come. God walks with us. God strengthens us. There's I guess it's called a love letter from heaven. It was something I came across at our local thrift store, and I want to read that, for it gives us a little glimpse of what God is longing for us to partake in. There are different blanks that you can place your name. So it simply begins with stating your name and I love you. I shed my own blood for you to make you clean. You are new, believe it is true. You are lovely in my eyes. I created you to be just as you are. Do not criticize yourself for not being perfect in your own eyes. Self-criticism leads only to frustration. I want you to trust me. One step, one day at a time. Dwell in my power and love. Be free, be yourself. Do not allow other people to run you. I will guide you if you let me. Be aware of my presence in everything. I give you patience, love, peace, and joy. Turn to me for answers. I am your shepherd. I will lead you. Follow me only. Do not ever forget this. Listen, and I will tell you my will. I love you. Let it flow from you, spill over to all you touch. Do not be concerned with yourself. You are my responsibility. I will change you so gently that you will scarcely notice. You are to love yourself and to love others, simply because I love you. Take your eyes off yourself. Look only to me. I lead, I change, I shape, but not when you are trying. I won't fight your efforts. You are mine. Allow me the joy of making you like Christ. Let me give you joy, peace, and kindness. No one else can. Do you see? You are not your own. You have been bought with blood. You belong to me. I will deal with you. Your only command is to look to me and me only. I love you. Do not struggle, but relax in my love. I know what is best and will do it in you. How I want freedom to love you freely. Stop trying to be and let me make you what I want. My will is perfect. My love is sufficient. I will supply all needs. I love you, Lord Heavenly Father. God is ready to take on everything that we struggle with. And in prayer, in persistence, God is present. May we look to God to light our lives as our banner directs. Paul, in his letter to his disciple Timothy, encouraged that even in the face of struggle, even in the face of persecution, perhaps for him, for those who were not wanting to follow the message, not getting the message, when it seemed like all was hopeless for Timothy, Paul encouraged him to continue, to proclaim the message boldly, to share Christ's light, to let others see Christ's light in him. God continues to call us to go out into the world and let others know that there is hope, there is life, there is love. Not because we've done it all right, even in our own stubborn persistence. It is not about that, it is about allowing God to be present. God's grace and mercy is for you and for me and for all. So may we walk today trusting in that great friend that we have, Jesus Christ, who hears our prayers each and every day. The Lord will watch over your coming and your going from today and forevermore.